What's up, you guys? So picking up from the last video, you guys remember we did all the titanium stuff up there. I said that we had a box that was coming. The box is here. So we're gonna get to opening this thing up, show you guys what's inside, and then we're gonna get back to working on the trunk. We had started that in the last video, but I have acquired quite a lot of things. So we're gonna start making headway on a couple of more things. I don't know if we're gonna get to the headliner, but we'll see what we can get done. So this is what was in the big box in the corner. These are the new honeycomb side skirts. So to go with the doors, these are gonna pair up really nicely. These things look absolutely crazy. So we'll be able to see all the carbon in the door sills and stuff now. And I'm hoping these fit really good. I did a little test fit the other day and they do need a little bit of trimming. So I don't know how exact well they fit in like tight spots, like up against the quarter panel and in the door seam, because at the moment there's this lip on the back of here and I need to take that down before I can even get them any farther on the car. So I'm gonna start with that. Where were we at on here? We're still sorting out some of the bolts on. Oh, I missed tightening some of the hose clamps, so we're fixing that out real quick. We started working on the trunk setup. So for the first time in a long time, I actually have the tank mounted well. We're trying to get these lined up so we can figure out what we want to do with mounting lines and whatnot, and it's a mess. We're gonna handle that later. We're also running air lines through. We're trying to see where exactly we want to run the air lines. I would love to go through the interior, but I don't know if I have the time to route that the way that I want it to. I think we're just gonna go back up underneath the car the way we had it before. That seemed to work good, so I might just go back with that. And then whenever I'm doing the side skirts over there, I need to prep for, I don't know, it's somewhere. The honeycomb side splitters. Those need mounted back on the new ones, so that way everything is square, back together. I'm all over the place. I'm just stressed at this point. Hopefully we get this done. We still have tomorrow to work on it, and then technically I have Friday and Saturday of this upcoming week, but it's hard to tell how things are gonna go until we start making better progress. But at the moment, things are going good there. I'm about to start working on these, so I'll let you guys know here in a few minutes. Wish me luck. Okay, so we tried to fit up the side skirts. We have some spots where we have some serious fitment issues. So I got a hold of Fly One, so we're gonna see how they handle that and help us with that, and we'll see how that goes. But at the moment, we're not running those. We can't run those. There's no way that I can make those fit. So going back to the original AMS side skirts, we're gonna put those back on the car. It'll still go well with the doors. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it'll be good enough to get us to where we need to be for this upcoming weekend. At the moment, we're gonna get back to working on the trunk stuff. We might actually tear it down for the night and just call it quits for the night and pick back up on this tomorrow. I feel like that's probably what we're gonna do. It's getting to be about 1 a.m. now, so who knows really what's gonna happen tomorrow. We're gonna try and get as much as we can done as quick as we can. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get to the roof liner. I'd like to. We have a couple extra hands coming tomorrow, which is Paul and Saul and Steven and Trey. Are you coming? Yeah. Okay, Trey's coming out too. So we're gonna try again tomorrow. Progress was decent today, but at the same time, not having the side skirts kind of feels like a failure. So that sucks. But we're gonna get the Lexus loaded back in here and call it quits for the night. So I'll see you guys in the morning, but peace out till then. All right, we're back. Saul is starting to help us get some air lines put through there. Those are going from the front to the rear. We got some new air lines that we are cutting out. I think I showed you guys that. It's a big roll somewhere back here. Sorry. Yeah, that. So we got 100 feet of airline, and we're slowly running all new airlines to get rid of any wear and tear that my other ones have had over the last few years. I think I covered we are giving up on the side skirts. At the moment, I am starting to get the A-pillars. We're gonna get the new glue put on them, give it some time to tack up, and then we already got the new material cut out. and then that is coming off of this big sheet here. So what this big sheet is actually going to be for is going to be for the roof liner of the Z. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done in time before Sunday, but this is all the material that's for. It's the same nice white suede I had originally. I'm hoping it's the same texture. Even if it's not, it should be close enough to make it fit. Progress is decent. We can only do so much with what time we have, so we're trying to get as much done at the time with everything that we got going on. So Paul's gonna start helping me get these work up. Saul's gonna keep working on that. We did one more thing. Check this out. So coming underneath here, gosh, that looks crazy now. We got rid of the hose piping that was coming off of here and then coming down to here. So we're getting rid of that, and we're just gonna put a breather hose on these, and then we're capping this off. We were having a lot of issues with how hard this angle is on this one to come to here. It was gonna require so much hose to get that to work correctly. The stock one comes with like an elbow, but I don't have that anymore. I traded my Stillen ones for my stock ones, so I got rid of all that stuff in between. Also, another thing we ran into, the Spectre, Spectre, whatever they are, they are way too big to fit in under there. So I just placed an order through Z1. I put them on 3-day shipping, so they should be here in time. But basically, they're a little bit thinner here so that we're able to actually get those to fit in there. So I had to buy 2 new of those, and then I don't know, dude, I really like the way that looks. I think that looks a lot cleaner being all capped off. We got these from AutoZone, so that worked out. And then I painted this black. It was yellow and tacky, and I agreed with a couple of the guys that it kind of stuck out. So clean that up just a little bit. I want to get a titanium one of those in the future, but that's in the future. At the moment, we're gonna keep getting to work on this, and then I'll update you guys here in a little bit. All right, I'm back. It has been all of 10 hours or so. Let me give you a rundown as to where we are right now. Okay, so starting over here, we got the side skirts back on. Everything's good there. I got these fitted a lot better than I had them before. I have matching hardware going all the way around now. Side splitters back on, that's good. Kind of sucks that we had to botch the idea for the other ones. They are up there. I'm waiting for a response on Fly One. Hopefully they can help us with that. Engine bay, everything is good. I think I showed you guys, we capped the breathers off. We're still waiting to get the fittings for that. And that, we got the little, they're little filter pieces. They're like vent ordeals. I don't know, vent filters. So we're getting rid of that idea from the ones that I got from AutoZone. They were like 30 for the set. So instead I found ones on Amazon 2 for 10, and they're black as opposed to red. Moving on to the intakes, waiting on the 2 cones to come in. I ordered those from Z1 today. 3-day shipping, should be here by the end of the weekend. Can't put the front bumper on until we get those on, so there's no point in even trying to do that. Moving to this side skirt. We got this side skirt on. Everything turned out good. This fender moved back a little bit and kind of nicked this door, so that sucks. Gonna put a little clear on that. That should tighten that up real good. If you guys know my car well enough, you'll know that this never properly fit here. Well, I threw a self-tapper in the car. So now that the self-tapper's in, it fits great, which is awesome. That's a huge thing, huge plus for me. Moving on to the interior, the only thing left that we're gonna fix is the A-pillars, and then we're taking a magic eraser to everything. That has actually cleaned up all the white substantially. So with the A-pillars on the inside, we finally got all the foam and everything off. We took brake cleaner and Goo Gone to it, and we got all that cleaned up. So that's great. Moving on to the trunk. There are a couple issues, although we've made progress. You see the trunk boards are in, everything fits great. We got all the surrounds back in. We started getting all of the hoses moved around and kind of tightened up, so that way we have a whole bunch of extra to work with before we actually get the management put in here to see where they all need cut and tighten it fit. These were the circle pieces that I got. Those fit in really nicely. Those aren't glued in or anything, and those are snug. I think I'm gonna get 2 more of those though. I still need to move in the main air line from the compressor, as well as the fittings for these, the positive and negative for the pressure gauge. So I need to get those routed up, and then there's the air tank line that goes to the actual management itself. So I had to run everything through here prior, so that way it's all good. I ran the exit down to the vent that comes out of the bumper in here, so it won't have any air inside the car whenever I vent to atmosphere. So I think I'm gonna get 2 more of these, and we're gonna go in the top and in the top, and then just run those through the top in there. So that's kind of the base plan for now. I need to order those things off of Amazon, and then we still got Friday and Saturday next week. Saturday, I have a funeral to go to. That kind of sucks. We're taking the Lexus. So hopefully that goes well. That's going to kind of be like the drive for that, to see if that holds up well. I think it's good. Battery's holding up good. It's not trying to die or anything since we put the new one in. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I will see you guys Friday or Saturday. So I will see you guys then. Peace out, you guys. Hello again. Remember how I said Friday or Saturday? It's Friday. I got my hair cut. I feel fresh. That's nice. I love that. I did something stupid. I ordered something wrong. Check this out. Okay, so back in the trunk, these are those fittings that I got. And then I said that I needed to get them for that and that. I accidentally ordered ones that are too small. So now that won't go over that. So I'm trying to figure out what to do, because at the moment, I can't order any with the amount of time that they would show up before Sunday. I looked at 1-day shipping. It's not even an option. The best I can get is 2-day shipping, and we leave at 6 a.m. on Sunday, so that won't work. Steven just pulled up. He just got here, but I did get the other parts that I need, so check this out. In this box are those little breather filter things that I said that we needed to get for the intake side. Little filter looking. Hold on. These things. So these are going to go right about there. But come on, camera, do your thing. Okay, right about there. So, oh God. We need to get the fittings that make those accessible to fit those on both sides. I think this right side needs a right angle piece because it kind of bends this way, and there's definitely not enough room for that filter piece to go there. And then in this box are the new intakes. So those will go here. After we get those on, we'll be able to put the front bumper on. We should be good. I don't like how low this fender is, or this side skirt is, so we might try to bring this up a little bit, but I don't know what all we can make work. So I'll let you guys know here in a few minutes. We're gonna start tearing things back apart again and see what we can make happen. All right, we're already ran into our first problem. These are the new intake cones. Problem with these is these are not open enough to fit on these intakes. I don't know if they were designed for like 2.5. We tried to take a razor blade and tried to like start cutting them a little bit, but this stuff seems to just want to chunk out really bad. So I'm not sure. I'm considering taking a Dremel to it, but I'm not exactly sure the route to go at this point. I just don't know. So we're working with that, and then we're getting the sizes right now for these fittings so that we can get we need a 45-degree angle for that one. That one we might be able to just slide on. Trunk setup, I think we're gonna do what I said. Just cut this, put it through the little loop, and then put that back on. But I think I'm gonna make it easier on myself. I think while Trey's at Summit, we're gonna have him grab the correct size airline. And if you look at this one, it's like force fit. So we're gonna try and get rid of that. But yeah, that's where I stand. All right, what up, y'all? We're back. So Trey's down there working on the wheels. We're putting those back on. Steven's putting on that wheel. We're starting to get things buttoned back up. I took off what was left of the low glow on the bottom. I still got some back strips that I can spare and reuse if I decide to put the kit back on. This was the fitting that came off of the tank itself. We are swapping it out. We're gonna be switching out for this fitting. Oh, I lied, no. We're gonna be getting rid of this one, and then this is what we're gonna be going to. So this is a stacked one on top of this. We thought that this was bigger than this one to get home and realize that it's not. So the whole plan was to be able to make this work better with the airline that we have. We couldn't get a 1/2-inch line to be able to switch these over. So they got the wheels back on now. We're gonna be moving some of these low glow strips out of the way. I no longer run the kit, but I can salvage some of the actual lines themselves. So the rear I still got, plus like a connection piece. So if I want to run the kit again, I only have to buy a small portion of it. I still have the ECU for it in there. We still need to get that put on. I got the trunk cleaned up, and these holes are now drilled to be able to accept the fittings in the back. And then the intake, we are going to be trimming this one out. I got this one a little close on this one side, but the other side we already got fit on, and that's already installed. So we're gonna get this one put on, and then we should be good to turn the car over. I think we're pretty close. I think I might want to just wait to do that until we get this block off piece put on. So this thing has a metal piece in it about yay big. We couldn't find a 45-degree angle ordeal to put it on, and we want to keep it away from the exhaust manifold as much as we can. So Steven's going to take this home, trim this a little bit so that it's not sticking out so far. Looks a little bit better. And then I'm going to get this installed on the tank, get that switched out, get the trunk put back together, get the spare tire and everything, the subwoofer, all that jazz put back in there, get the trunk put on, and then we'll start mounting the tank and worry about getting the airlift management mounted up. All right, we're back. I tried to put the key in the Z. We got all the trunk all done up and everything. We pretty much had it done. As you can see, it turned out pretty decent. And now we're not getting any power to the airlift, and that line is leaking. So I need to take everything apart again and then figure out why the airlift isn't working before we go any further. So we're gonna get everything torn apart and turn the car on accessory mode and just try to get the airlift turned on. But at the moment, we have no power. All right, we've made some decent progress. So Steven started putting like zip tie separators on the airlines to try and get those all sorted up. And then for this fitting back here, it started leaking out of there. So we're in the middle of taking off all the Teflon tape to put new stuff on. Other than that, we were having issues with the management not turning on. Figured out it was just this plug over here. Yeah, it was a stupid mistake. It was something super simple, just an unplugged wire. Per usual. So we got that. Steven also sorted out my Starry Roofliner light, so that is good now. I don't have time to worry about the Starry Roofliner, so we're just going to worry about that another day. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad at the show. So we need to get the car turned over here in a second, and then we are going to start heat cycling the car, getting the coolant to refresh since we changed out some lines and then changed up the overflow, the power steering overflow as well. We want to get all that stuff started running, moving, and then we're gonna sort up the trunk, get it done. We took a break for a second because that Teflon area was leaking, so we weren't able to get the bags all aired up correctly. So working on that. I will come back to you guys for first start. All right, it's been a few more hours. I'm starting to get the interior panels wrapped up. Everything is not going well. I got the weather stripping that we need to put on the underside of the hood right here, so that way it doesn't catch air and try to lift the hood up the car. Right now I'm getting the Lexus. I think I'm gonna lift up the rear end or try and figure out something about mounting up this rear bumper better. It does this, and on the highway that like flaps around and it looks horrible. Problem with the Z air system, check this out. Okay, so the front is aired up enough to drive. That is great. That is holding pressure at the moment. It's really going to be a telltale tomorrow whenever we come in and try to actually get the car going. I'm hoping that it has no issues holding air, but based off of what we walked in on the other day, and it was down this morning whenever I came, I'm just hopeful. This is the problem child. So that was the fitting before. I told you guys we were having issues seating and threading. Well, we went through 2 of these, and that's the 3rd one. That one it got tight and started to bite, and then I didn't want to tighten it anymore because the problem is we keep just popping these threads out of here, and then it just will not go on anymore, will not stay on. So I got that one as tight as I could. I turned the air on, it's still leaking. So the only other option I have is to throw some JB Weld on there because it is way too late to go to Lowe's. Hopefully, I'm very hopeful that will fit and that will stay sealed. Worst case, I know that the fittings are tight enough to where I can get the car aired up. That's really the only important part. We just have to hope that it's not losing any air in the fittings. But at the moment, everything looks good, seems good, holds good, fits good. since the front of the car is aired back up now, I'm gonna put the front bumper on. That should be good. I need to finish with those white pieces over there and then work on the rear bumper on the Lexus. Other than that, I think we're gonna try and do a detail on both the cars and then we should be good. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just kind of tripping out at this point. It's 9 o'clock. We leave in 8 hours, 7 hours, something like that. So I'll give you guys one last update and then let you know if we're gonna make it or not. All right, fast forward. Steven's back in the Lexus out. I'm about to get the Z out. Hopefully everything should be good. We're gonna start going for some test drives and making sure that we don't have any issues. We're gonna take them to the car wash, then take them to the gas station. Sorry, I'm freezing, it's cold. It's so cold out here. It's like 35 degrees. But yeah, we're gonna test drive these, get everything rolling. That way 6 a.m. rolls around and we don't have any problems. So I'll see you guys at the car wash, maybe the gas station, we'll see. Maybe back here, we'll see what happens. All right, you guys, if you can't tell, we're on the road. We're at Phantom Fireworks. This is where we're supposed to meet everybody for the show today. We're cruising out from here with a small group, but everything's going great. I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully the rest of this trip goes good. Wish me luck. You guys will find out in the next one. Till then, peace out, you guys. Have a great day.